Our weekly Metro Council chat this week, we're talking to a first-time Metro Council member, Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey. She was born and raised in Portland, then she moved to Shively, and now she represents District 3, which includes Algonquin, California, Park Duval, Parkland, Park Hill, and the city of Shively. Thanks so much for taking some time with us today, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
So let's start by talking about your district, District 3. It's seen a lot of change over the last couple of years, everything from redistricting to big new developments. What are some of the big changes that you've noticed?
I would say the biggest changes have been in the built environment. I've looked at everything from the rate of a lot of the older folks, and I say older folks from a perspective of people who have stabilized this neighborhood or these neighborhoods for years, transitioning. So a lot of the homes have gone from, neighborhood-centric homes to now a lot of rental property. The built-in infrastructure hasn't really been maintained in some parts of town as it has in others. And so those have been the biggest changes as far as what you see every day. To me, the everyday interaction that people have simply driving from home to work is the most important thing. And that's the biggest indicator of change. And so the goal is to see more positive improvements along the lines of a built environment. But that's the biggest change I've seen.
And we know you are the chair of the Labor and Economic Development Committee for Metro Council. Can you give us a broader look at economic development in West Louisville? Where is there momentum and what areas really need some help?
I would say all areas need help, even areas where there's momentum. The challenge in West Louisville is not just West Louisville. The challenge in West Louisville is really looking at the social economic environment there. What is the average AMI, that's average median income in that area? So it's not just putting a hospital or Goodwill there. Those institutions, even though there's momentum, will need support. Who are going to be the laborers? Who are going to be the workers? Who's coming to add wraparound services to those services that are there? So it's not just simply, hey, there's momentum and there's churn in this area and we're going to be okay. The question is, what are we doing to continue to wrap around there? We really have to look at what is it that we need to do to provide those ancillary services where there is momentum, and then what is it we need to do to long-term strategy wise to make sure that that's diversified and we don't over concentrate poverty in one side of town.
And as one of the youngest members of Metro Council, what would you say to encourage young people to go ahead and get involved in local government, even to go vote next week?
Absolutely. So I left a full-time job to do what is considered a part-time job full-time. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice for your community? And I was willing to sacrifice a period of my life where I could be paid into retirement, or I could, I'm in the highest, the highest earning potential years of my life. And I have set that journey aside to dedicate that to the very community that made me who I am. I was willing to sacrifice that because I had the ability to. So the question is, what is it that you're willing to sacrifice for your community? We often don't ask ourselves that question.
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking time with us today, Councilwoman. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all.